In these last days, we have got to have brotherhood. Now, we don't leave our sisters out because when it comes to brotherhood, you understand, sisterhood is synonymous as well with brotherhood. You understand?
ISUPK.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 17. It's verse 16. These are the things that ye shall do.
So the brother Zechariah, the prophet Zechariah, is letting blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians know. You understand that it's not something he's asking of you. He's giving you a command and order. He said, these are the things that ye shall do, black, Hispanic, man, woman, and child, Native Indian man, woman, and child. Go ahead.
Speak ye every man.
Speak ye what?
Every man. The truth.
The what?
The truth.
The what?
The truth.
The ISUPK is a what?
The truth.
Speak ye every man the truth. You understand? Whenever you talking to your brother, you tell that brother the truth. You understand? Because you're crippling him if you continue to lie to that brother. You understand? If that brother is doing something that is wicked, you got to tell him the truth. Speak ye every man the truth. You understand? It don't matter the age or whatever. It said every man, meaning every sister too. You understand? So if our sisters walking around here with their behinds not covered, tell them to cover their behind. You understand? Keep going.
To his neighbor.
To his who?
His neighbor.
Nah, his enemy.
His neighbor.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are what?
His neighbor.
A neighbor, if you don't understand, is the people of, you understand, the nation of thy people. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are all neighbors to one another. So if you're not on this 12 tribes chart that's up here, you see before, you are not my neighbor. And we are not talking about how the Christian church say, neighbor, look to your neighbor, say neighbor, the one that's sitting beside you, or the one that's laying, that stays beside you. That's not that neighbor. Read on, keep on, look to it.
Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates.
Execute the judgment and peace in your gates. Ooh-wee. So when you execute something, that means you're putting forth and you're putting it in action. You understand? So now when I speak a truth to my neighbor, you understand, I'm executing that righteous judgment. You understand? Just like I brought out earlier with King Solomon. You understand? There was two sisters that was fighting over a baby. The baby rightfully belonged to one sister and it didn't belong to another. And King Solomon was getting ready to cut that baby in half. The sister that said, no, give it to the other sister, he knew the sister that was willing to give that baby away, that was executing righteous judgment. You understand? So he knew who the baby was. You understand? Read it from the top.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 17. And let none of your imagine evil in your hearts.
And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts. You understand? And I love this scripture so much because that shows you right there, whenever we saying heart, it's talking about your mind. You can't imagine evil in the thing that pumps blood in your chest. You understand? Because your heart is just an organ that pumps blood. So when it says, let none of you imagine evil in your heart, it's talking about your mind. You understand? Read that from the top.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 17. And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts.
See, this is so heavy. Why I love the ISUPK is because whenever there's a brother that come into the school, man, you understand, and he in that UPK apparel, you never hear a brother talking down about that brother. You understand? Every brother, he be like, man, that's too wild. Get up, you got, brother. That man, where you get that from? You understand? And he ready to let a brother know. But if you go into the Christian church, you understand, that woman with that big behind hat, in the front of the Christian church talking about everybody in the church. Well, she should have been wearing that blouse. That didn't look too good on her. You understand? That's eviling. That's imagining evil in your mind. You understand? Because you're thinking about the wickedness that you're going to do. That's also like premeditated murder. When a brother think upon murdering his brother and then he do it, that's imagining that evil thoughts. You understand? Read that from the tongue one more time.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 17. And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor.
Against who?
His neighbor.
This is brotherhood. The topic is brotherhood. So like I said, let us not imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor. You understand? Keep going.
And love no false oath.
And love no false oath. Ooh, the Christian church is a false oath. Loving America is a false oath. You understand? But guess what? When a brother come into this school and get that oil poured on his head, that's not a false oath. You understand? You are here till death do you part. You understand? Read that from the top one more time.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 17. And let none of your imagination, Salakia, and let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor, and love no false oath.
Love no false oath, man. That's so heavy, man. You understand? We do not give out these false oaths. So if we say we here for our brothers, that's true indeed. You understand? Keep going.
For all these are things that I hate, saith the Lord.
Hold up, brother. We can't go over that too fast. Who said that?
Saith the Lord.
And what did he say? For what?
For all these are things that I hate, saith the Lord.
I didn't say it, but the scriptures just said it, and my brother just read it out of the scriptures. You understand? We are in Zechariah 8 and 17. It says, for all these things that the Most High hates. You understand? The Most High cannot stand with Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians are not showing forth brotherhood or showing forth sisterhood. It's out of the scriptures, man. Read that one more time. I don't think they hear you in the back, man.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 17. And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor, and love no false oath. For all these are things that I hate, saith the Lord.
Drop that. Give me the book of John, chapter 13, verse 34. The Most High said he hates a false oath. He hates when a brother is imagining evil against his brother. You understand? He cannot stand it. And guess what? He also hates when brothers are showing discord amongst brothers. You understand? So if I'm not mistaken, that sounds like he hates America as well. You understand? So whenever we say goddamn America, you understand? When we say that, we're saying that the things that are going on in America, we hope that the Lord damns it. You understand? And we know he's going to damn it with thermonuclear warfare. You understand? Read that, good brother.
This is the book of John, chapter 14, chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you.
What color is that written in, brother?
Red.
So we know again, like I stated earlier, that when it's written in red, this is Yahweh Shah speaking. You understand? Now the Christian church gonna say, see, Christ came and he changed the law and he did away with the law. But no, he didn't. He said, a new commandment I give you, meaning a new order I'm giving you. He's not stirring from what we were taught before then. You understand? Keep going.
That ye love one another.
Being a brother to a brother, being a sister to a sister is no different from what the law, statutes, and commandments tells us to do today. You understand? Or what it told us to do back then. So how did he change the law? You understand? He did not. He's just telling us, look, this is the spirit of the law. You understand? Read that from the top.
This is the book of John, chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another.
Loving one another is an action word.
That's
man.
right.
You understand? Just that lip service and you saying, yeah, brother, I love you, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Every time I see you, I'm happy, man. What are you doing for to show that brother love? You understand? And you know what? Every day that we put on these boots, braids, you know what I'm saying, shirt, headbands, and scarf with these fringes, that's us showing forth that love, you understand? Because we could be doing anything in the world, but guess what? We're doing it for our brothers and our sisters, man. That's showing forth that love. That's how you show forth you love one another. You understand? Get into all black, man. You understand? Get into modest apparel if you're a woman and come show forth that love in this school with us, man. Keep going.
As I have loved you.
So even Christ gave you a standard. He said, show forth that love as I have loved you. You understand? Christ put his life down for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Christ made sure every day that he walked the earth, you understand, he was letting brothers know this is how you're supposed to live your life. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what the Lord said to do. And he said, go and tell no one. You understand? Keep going.
That ye also love one another.
So Locke, let me clarify that. When he said go and tell no one, he was telling them the miracles that he did to go and tell no one. You understand? Because he wanted the Most High to get the glory. You understand? Read verse 35, folks.
Verse 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples.
So now we know when it comes to this, when it comes to brotherhood, when it comes to showing love towards one another, we know that the Christian church are not disciples of Christ. You understand? How we know that Christian church is not disciples of Christ? Because they do not do what Christ tells them to do. They don't love one another. You understand? It's so much hatred going forth in this Christian church, it makes no doggone sense. You understand? Read that. Read on.
If ye have loved one to another.
If ye have loved one to another, man, by this, by the works that you do, by how I see you being a brother to a brother, by how I see you being a brother to a sister, by how I see you being a sister to a brother, you understand? By this, the works that you show forth, that's how I know that ye are my disciples, meaning the students, you understand? So you're being studious of what I'm teaching, you understand?
We want no cowardice!